spent 18 years as a Lloyd's insurance broker specialising in cargo and logistics, there are a number of annoyances that I felt that I could rectify using technology. My generation, so between 30 and 45, are predominantly at risk. The older generation above us will retire out with very successful careers, and the younger generation behind us are ultimately going to come into the market being very tech savvy. And the likelihood is, if you don't embrace technology, then you need to be careful, because that younger generation will leapfrog you and take over. That then gave me the confidence to take my concept, build a prototype to build a fully digital end-to-end insurance platform that ultimately brings efficiency and effectiveness to volume transactional business. Today, shippers, freight brokers and carriers are really feeling the pinch because of the rising costs of insurance and onerous purchase processes. And therefore, a lot of cargo goes underinsured or uninsured. But we also need to mention that, there's a huge pain point in the way that claims are settled today. And those claims can take months to receive any form of settlement. And that needs to change. And what Loadsure has built and delivered is a fully digital end-to-end insurance platform to try and eradicate those pain points.
With our process, we're able to gather vast amounts of data that helps us build a much more sophisticated product for the user with digital underwriting, and also link it with claims processing. So it'll allow us to build better products, do better risk analysis and management, supply chain planning, and also product development and insights into the broader economy and trade. Right now, the freight industry operates on annual covers, but that involves a certain level of fortune telling because you're predicting based on very limited data. And by our model allows us to do transactional insurance, which is on a shipment level instead of aggregated annual data. But to do this, we have to process vastly larger amounts of data. And cloud computing and big data allows us to do that fast and cost effectively.
So if I think back to the first meeting with Loadsure, I just got the feeling that they were onto something special. We'd seen the cargo market for years grappling how best to use technology. And then along comes a startup and they looked to have cracked it at the first attempt. So we had some common goals and we shared some visions of what we wanted to achieve with technology and how we could support one another. So for me, it was the light bulb moment that causes you to reassess what's possible. The on-demand insurance market is expanding. It seems that the insurtech world is responding to a challenge from customers that is saying one size doesn't fit all. That's definitely true of the spot freight market. If we think about the dynamics of that market, it's focused on fixed term products rather than trip insurance. And that doesn't sit well with the clients that Loadsure are looking for. And that's the value that Loadsure has. It's offering the clients that have been underserved before by insurance the opportunity to benefit from their products.
Mainly, it is how we look at the problem and what is distilling it down to what are we really trying to solve for. Also, what are the pieces that we need to solve for that? Because ultimately, if you look at the industry, all the, I wouldn't say raw materials, but the knowledge and the problem solving capabilities are there. A lot of times it's about bringing the technology to the problem, especially given where technology is today. Part of it is education and giving people the understanding that this is what technology is capable of today. It's very different, and it's a moving target. It'll be different a year from now, 2 years from now? One piece of learning is like, how do we bring that learning to the industry?
From what I've experienced through the future of Lloyds and the blueprint is that Lloyds are taking themselves into that next stage and making sure that they are creating the most advanced insurance market in the world.
Change is coming either way. Customers are becoming more and more sophisticated based on the tools that they're used to using, their iPhones, their tablets, etc. So they're expecting that same level of sophistication in all the products that they use. That bar is constantly being raised, and we need to keep up. To do that, we need to bring new ideas from outside the industry as well. Like that will help accelerate that growth and how we look at the problems we're trying to solve.